I wasn't entirely sure if I was going to do any more nerdy news lately, considering what is being announced. We're all in quarantine. Things are just being pushed back, and that's it. To my surprise, there's been quite a few announcements that have been building up, so I decided to bring nerdy news back. So welcome to Nerdy News Quarantine Edition. First and foremost, the obvious bit of news. Like I said earlier, things have been pushed back. I'm not going to bother listing all of them, so here's just a few. The cast of the hit NBC comedy series Community, one of my favorite TV shows of all time, reunited for a virtual table read. It included even Donald Glover. The only one who wasn't present was Chevy Chase, and that's for relatively obvious reasons given the fact that he and creator Dan Harmon had a bit of a falling out. Could this mean good news for the hashtag 6 seasons in a movie? Will we finally get a Community movie? I hope that's what this means. The next character for Mortal Kombat 11 has been announced, and it's RoboCop. We get to finally play as RoboCop in a fighting game. That's like the perfect guest character. I love the RoboCop movies. Such a badass character. I'm sure his moveset is going to be amazing. I say bring it on. It's suddenly getting really dark, so I'm going to change the lighting for the rest of the video. There. It's at least a little bit better. It's a bit orangey, but you get to see my face. Netflix and comic book publisher Boom Studios have struck an exclusive deal to create live-action and animated series based off of their comic books. Some of the titles included with this deal are Mouse Guard, Lumberjanes, and Once and Future. This deal has a lot of potential. I love Boom Studios. They're one of my favorite comic book publishers, especially what they've been doing with Power Rangers. So I'm excited to see some TV shows from them. A live-action Last of Us TV series is in the works over at HBO. It's said to release next year, but who knows with whatever is going on with this virus. It's rumored that it's going to cover both the stories of the first game and the upcoming sequel. Not too much is known about it yet, but I'm really excited to see who they get cast as Joel and Ellie. Nintendo recently announced the latest game in the Paper Mario video game series, Paper Mario: The Origami King. It's going to be releasing on the Nintendo Switch July 17th of this year. It was just announced, and it's just coming out in a couple months. It looks like it's going to return to a lot of the original mechanics that made those classic Paper Mario games so good, while also creating some new elements on its own. It's been a while since there's been a good Paper Mario game, so I'm pretty excited about this one. Actor Tamura Morrison, who played Jango Fett in Attack of the Clones, is going to be playing Boba Fett in Season 2 of The Mandalorian. Not only is this the perfect actor for the role, but I'm really excited to see what goes on with Boba Fett after he gets out of that Sarlacc pit. It's been decades, so it'll be nice to get some answers, because there's no way Boba Fett can go out like that. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 Remake has been announced for the PS4, Xbox One, and PC. It's going to be one game covering all content from the original two Tony Hawk's Pro Skater games. It's going to include classic 2-player split screen, its iconic soundtrack, or at least most of it, and every level from both games, including the secret levels. Plus, they're going to be adding skateboarding moves that weren't featured. There's going to be online multiplayer and a more robust level creator. I grew up with both these games. They were some of my favorites on the PS1. I'm really excited to get my hands on a more fluid movement with modern controllers. This is like the perfect game to remake. I'm very excited for it. Scott Derrickson, who directed Doctor Strange, is now going to be working on his next project, a sequel to the 80s movie Labyrinth. I love Labyrinth, and I'm really excited to see where the story would go in another movie, because we've seen more story in comic books and other forms of media, but we haven't had a movie sequel yet. I think this is a great idea and a great director for the part, but what's going to go on with the Goblin King? I can't picture a Labyrinth story without him. The internet actually did it. They got a hashtag campaign to do something. The Snyder cut of Justice League will actually be made and released on HBO Max next year. And it's confirmed that Darkseid is going to appear in the movie. They talked about him a decent amount in the theatrical cut, so I'm excited to finally see him appear. It was kind of a problem that he wasn't in it at all after being mentioned. It's not known what other changes will be made from the theatrical cut. Justice League was okay, in my opinion. If it was compared to every other modern superhero movie, and there's a lot of them, it would be pretty comfortably in the middle. And there's no telling if this new version of the movie is going to be amazing and way better, or something awful and completely worse than what we got. But either way, an artist who wasn't able to complete their work due to tragic reasons is going to be able to actually complete their work. And I fully support an artist being able to see their vision. And I'm excited for that. It's not official yet, but it looks like a Kingdom Hearts animated series might be coming to Disney+. It's said that Disney wanted to make the show originally, but the duties have shifted over to Square Enix. The video game company who makes the games plans on using Unreal Engine to animate the show. This is something I've wanted since I was a little kid, playing that first Kingdom Hearts game, but let's hope the story of the series is much more streamlined than the story in the games. Horror film director Eli Roth is directing a Borderlands live-action movie. Cate Blanchett, who recently played Hela in Thor Ragnarok, will be portraying the protagonist Lilith. It makes me wonder what kooky comedian they're going to get to voice Claptrap. I can definitely see this being a huge special effects extravaganza. That about wraps up this return to nerdy news. For more on all things nerdy, head over to nonstopnerd.com and be sure to follow Nonstop Nerd on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And please hit that subscribe button on YouTube. It'll help me make more videos for you.